Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? What's happening? Good to see you. Good to see you. Got people logging on. That's awesome. That's awesome. So this is Larry Goins. Welcome to Bragg. I'm really excited you're here. It's awesome. We were a little late getting an email out today. And look, here comes the co-star of the show.
My email went out on time.
It did?
Well, it went out for when it usually goes out, 5 to 10 minutes beforehand.
5 to 10 minutes before?
Yeah.
Good. So welcome to the show. Todd Toback is in the house. What's up, buddy? How you been? He is awesome, dude, man. He's really good. He's on the West Coast crushing it, doing wholesaling and some other deals. Shauna's on the line. That's awesome. So we got a 3-day event coming up. And I want to introduce you guys real quick to somebody that's going to be at the 3-day. If you haven't signed up for it, let's see. Do we have a link right here? We do have a few seats left for Larry Goins.
Hey, Corn.
Corn, what's up? Corn's in the house. I texted him yesterday.
I texted him today.
Oh, okay. You got me beat. I saw a Roush Mustang yesterday on the road, and I took a picture of it and sent it to him.
See, I have to text him. I'm not even slick about it. He knows what I'm going to do. I have to say good morning or some type of opening remark, and then like, hey, where is this? Where is this in the office?
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we do have a few seats left for the 3-day event, and at the 3-day event will be, Todd, you tell them, sign up now. Sign up now, LarryGoinsLive.com, right? You tell them, Todd. I appreciate you watching. I watched his show yesterday. Nice. I was in the car and I watched his show. Yeah, he's got a good show going on. So at the event's going to be Dan. Dan, come over here.
You got to stand in the corner.
Just come on over here for a second. Either one, wherever you want to go. Just come over here, guys. This is Dan Albitz.
What's happening?
Also known as Cheapy D.
Discount Dan.
Discount Dan. Cheapy D.
What's going on?
That's because we sell all the cheap houses, right? We have 3 closings tomorrow, right?
We do, yeah.
Tell them about some of the deals that you sold.
We sold a couple houses last week for only $15,000 each. We got those cheap. I don't know if you want me to give numbers or specifics, but
yeah, that would be great. Let people know what we got.
Yeah, we got 2 houses for $4,500 each, and we wholesale those for $15,000 each. One of them had 4 acres, so just a killer deal. Our buyers are really happy. We're happy. Everybody's making money, and at the end of the day, everybody's really happy. So,
but what about the Lancaster 6? Those are even cheaper.
Yeah, so that six properties we sold total for $50,000.
Yeah, this was a bulk purchase and a bulk assignment. So
$2,100 a month cash flow, which is a fantastic number for a $50,000 investment. So our buyer is really happy to get those, and we got a few closing this week. Some great little deals. 3-bedroom houses we're selling for $15,000, $29,000, and just really we're rocking and rolling. So
that's awesome.
A lot of great off-market deals. So yeah,
that is awesome. That's awesome. And Dan, you're going to be at the 3-day this weekend, right?
Yep.
He's going to be there selling cheapy houses.
Yeah, looking forward to meeting
the ones that we have left. Yeah,
looking forward to making some new friends and networking, and hopefully we can help people out. Help some people out, get them some deals on great properties. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So Dan, I really appreciate it, guys. How would they reach you if they wanted to find out about some cheap properties?
Yeah, if you want to reach me, my email is daniel@investorsrehab.com. So shoot me an email. I'll get right back in touch with you. We can talk about some properties.
Awesome. What's your phone number?
My phone number is 803-602-4107. 803-602-4107.
Awesome. Right. Cheapy D will be at the 3-day.
Take care, everybody.
Discount Dan.
Hey, what's
up? Oh, man, watch out here. Look, I'm a little embarrassed. We're doing this outside now, but I'm a little embarrassed. But watch it.
We want to change it up.
Kandas is going to hate this. Look what the laptop is sitting on. A trash can. She's gonna hate that I did that, right?
Just whatever works, whatever has to make things happen.
That's awesome. So for those of you, if you haven't seen the show before, if you're brand new to us, you can get a free investors kit by calling 877-LARRY-GO. There's a lot of stuff in the investors kit. What do they have? Tell us what they have,
Tell
Vanna.
us what they have, Vanna. Last week Z did that for us. But you've got the digital HUD Homes Half Off book. You've got the digital real estate day trading book. Filthy Riches webinar, UVM webinar. I'm not sure if I think the HUD Mastery webinar is in there now too. Not sure if Hard Money Millions information is in there, but how to be a hard money lender, borrow hard money, be a broker for that. There's all kinds of links to additional education and things like that in the Investors Kit that kind of just gives you an overview of everything that we've done or that we do.
Awesome. Sweet. Now you could call 877 Larry Go, or you could also text the word brag to 803-897-6063. And next week we are giving away a free HUD Jumpstart course. I wrote a book called HUD Homes Half Off.
If you didn't know, he only mentions it every time he talks.
I know, every time. So anyway, so we also have a course called HUD Jumpstart. And if you share this video, right, just go ahead and click share right now while you're watching right now. Just go ahead and click share, and we'll choose a winner from someone who shares. And it's not like we get hundreds of shares yet. Right? I knew that was coming. Hundreds of shares yet. But if you'll share this video, then I'll just pick a winner next week. Just like I picked this winner right here, Jasmine Brumfield. Jasmine
Yay!
Brumfield, and she might even be on here. She made a lot of comments last week. So Jasmine, all you have to do is email customer service at larrygoins.com, and we'll send you all of the information for our free ultimate buying and selling
That's
machine.
right.
Look who is in the house. Magnus, Magnus is all the way from, I want to say it's not Australia. It's not, where is it? It's New Zealand or somewhere. Magnus, where is it you're from? Tell us. Give us a shout out. I can't remember where he's from. He's from way over yonder somewhere. And he's been to our office right here. He's from overseas. So
while we're waiting on him, did you notice that I have our shirt on today? I have one of our shirts on.
Look.
So
she has a
see,
TTG
our
shirt.
I can't see what you guys see, but I've got this thing about t-shirts. I love t-shirts. So a lot of the people in our masterminds have t-shirts that promote their business, and they bring them and just give them out or whatever. So there have been several instances where some of our mastermind partners have sent a message or a text or something liking the advertisement, I guess, more or less, that I do for them. So you guys must be Googling the image, the logo that you see on my shirts. So I wanted to point out to Larry today that I had on one of our shirts.
There you go. Instead of someone else's. Last week it was a Van Halen shirt.
Well, you can't go wrong with a Van Halen shirt.
That's true.
But I wanted to point that out, that I have on one of our logo shirts instead of one of our partners.
That's awesome. That's good. So Magnus is from Sweden. I forgot about that. We talked a lot about that while he was here, right? So yeah, look, Alan Orr says, say hi to Dean, right?
We will.
They might drop by in a few minutes. I asked them to come out here if they had just a minute. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about the deal of the week, Kandas.
Okay.
So it's always difficult for me to try to figure out which deal I want to talk about, because they're all unique, right?
They've all got something. We nickname them.
It's not even really about if we do nickname them. Like we have the Lancaster 6, and now we have the Snake House.
Right.
And I'm getting ready to tell you why it's called
your deal of the week.
That's my deal of the week, right?
All right.
So this is a deal that, first of all, I got to tell you guys, we do a lot of direct mail. And we're going to talk about direct mail marketing list and criteria and stuff like that in a few minutes. Okay. So anyway, we're going to talk about that. But this lady, I've been working with this lady for, I don't know, at least 8 weeks, at least 2 months. At least 2
months. Right.
So what was funny was when we mail the same person every single month, right? So this lady keeps telling me, look, I got to get as much as I can out of it. I got to get as much as I can. So just call me back. And I call this lady like every 3 or 4 days. So the other day the phone rings and I answer it, and she says, yeah, I got this postcard in the mail. I said, Nancy, That's the second or third postcard I've sent you. I've been calling you every 3 days. Oh, I didn't know it was you. I'm still trying to get as much as I can.
Now she's trying to get the best deal possible. She really was. She's looking at all of her options. She's talking to everybody. She's
Realtors too.
Yeah, she's trying to do her due diligence and make sure that she's got her T's crossed and her I's dotted, and she's getting the most she can out of this property. So 2 months we've been hanging on this. Just saying. Again.
And she finally called me back, right? She finally called me back and she said, Larry, I'm getting ready to lose my house in 15 days. Can you
I'm ready
help?
to take it.
I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
That's what
right?
she said. I'm ready to take your offer. I need to close in 15 days.
That's right. So I went out to the house yesterday, okay? And by the way, I had my phone in my pocket like this so you could see the camera, and I recorded it for my partner program students. So signing the contract and going through the house and everything. But I got to tell you, I go in the house and you'll be amazed at some of these deals, at the stuff that they leave, right? I'm talking antique furniture, all kind of stuff that's worth a lot of money, right? But the problem is, a place like 1-800-GOT-JUNK, they want to charge you thousands just to haul it away, right? I wish I had somebody that would just take it away and give me half the money they made off of it, right?
You're off the point.
Anyway, I am off the point. So I go through this house and I'm walking around the house, and I always, when you're going through a house with somebody, if there's a closed door, don't just walk through it. You want to say something like, are there any dogs or naked people I need to know about behind this door, right?
Or whatever else you want to throw in there. It doesn't have to be naked people hiding in a closet somewhere.
That's true. So I go to open up this one closet door in the living room, and she said, oh, that's just the hot water heater, right? So I open up the door, and there's the hot water heater, okay? And I'm looking at the hot water heater. I'm like, there's a line I don't remember seeing. It's kind of a curvy line. I'm like, wait a minute.
Line.
Somebody left a toy snake. Wait a minute, it's moving. I couldn't believe this. There was a snake on top of the hot water heater, curling around, moving around. I could not believe this. So
get out much.
I said, Nancy, there's a snake in here. And here's the funniest part. She said, that's the 5th one this week. I couldn't believe
it. See, what's so funny, which y'all don't know, what's so funny to me about this story is I heard it last night because I was on the phone with him when he was looking at houses. I heard it 4 times this morning. And then now I'm hearing it again. That's 6 times in a period of 24 hours. His laugh with this story does not change.
It's still just as funny.
So funny.
It's still just
so funny to him. I'm laughing because he still gets a kick out of this property.
I cracked myself up.
Somebody's got to laugh at him.
That's funny. So anyway, here comes her great grandson-in-law, right? And she yells at him. She says, go get the knife. It was so funny.
Every time. So funny.
So anyway, by the time do what?
What was the snake for?
What was the snake for? Oh, yeah, I forgot that part. She said, oh, they're just in here trying to eat the mice. Said, what?
Can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this stuff up. It was so funny. So anyway, on a water heater, you may or may not know this. On a water heater has the tank part, and then there's insulation, and then it has the outer tank, right? So with the outer tank, right, there's insulation there, and there's a hole at the top. So there was a hole at the top, and there was a little bit of insulation around, right? So this snake slowly starts crawling in that hole. So by the time he gets back with the knife, it's ducking out of sight. It's inside the water heater, right?
Where it stayed.
Where it stayed. Yeah, right. I mean, I went back over there every once in a while and opened up the door to see if it came back out, right? But so we know it has snakes. We know it has mice, right? And we know it needs a lot of work. But that, my friends, is the deal of the week.
Not really because of the numbers, because of the snake. No, just going to point that out there.
Seriously, this deal, the house right beside it
It is very
Right
good deal.
beside it, it's almost the exact same house is listed for $133,000. I got this house for $47,500, and we're going to wholesale it for $59,900. Yes, it needs paint, carpet, kitchen, and bath, right? But somebody's going to make a decent amount of money on this house.
Mhm.
It's not going to be a $50,000 profit deal, but somebody's going to make a decent amount of money on this house
Mhm.
once they get rid of all the snakes and the mice and everything else. So, guys, that is the deal of the week. And the cool thing is, it's right close to our office. Okay, I couldn't believe how close. I mean, it's only like 3 to 5 minutes away, right? It's not very far, 3 to 5 miles away, probably something like that. So, before we talk about direct mail, I want to introduce you guys to a couple of people that are going to be here at our event this weekend. Dean and Ron. Let me first talk to Dean because Ron's still on the phone. Dean, come on over. A lot of you guys know Dean already.
Right here in the middle. In the
Dean,
middle,
the man, the legend, and the myth, right here. So, Caleb, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I wanted to see the questions about the rats and the snakes that people had to be sending in. You know?
No, they just keep saying we're crazy. You're cracking me up.
That's awesome. So, Dean is our education consultant, and he'll be at our 3-day this weekend, sitting down and talking to people one-on-one about their goals, their likes, their dislikes, their strengths, their weaknesses, their assets, their liabilities, all that good stuff. And he'll be working with people to create a map, my action plan.
Yep.
From the event, right? So, so yeah, Dean, tell them a little bit about yourself. We've been working together for years, right?
Matter of fact, you're the only person that's been here longer than I have. Right?
That is not true.
That is true.
I was here in 2004.
Well, yeah, but you split your time.
I still have 10
We had a
years in.
breakup for a while. Yeah.
I still have 10 years in. I'm just on my second term.
She makes it sound like it's a prison sentence or something,
Yes.
I
right?
do. What is that called? A stint?
No,
Isn't
it's-
that called
A
It's
stint?
I'm on my second stint.
Look, Tina King says hi, Dean.
I'm
Hey,
on my
girl,
second
Somebody
stint.
else
I
said
just
hi,
talked
Dean,
to
a
her
while
today,
ago.
too.
Yeah. Look,
Caleb.
there's Magnus. You remember Magnus from
Yeah,
Sweden?
from Sweden. Hello,
Yeah.
Magnus. How are you, my friend?
Dapper
That's-
Dan. Mike.
Dapper Dean.
Dapper Dean.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Look,
No, working
Jose-
for Larry is
Jose
anything
said
but
hi,
a
Dean,
prison
too.
sentence, I can tell you that.
that's
It's not that bad, yeah.
No, it's enjoyable. It is so rewarding to be able to help people the way that we do here, and not just on the phone, but at the events as well. I mean, it's truly amazing. The most rewarding job I've ever had in my life. So, I'll
That's
tell you
awesome.
that. Yes,
That's
it is.
awesome. Well, you have helped a lot of people. Our papers are flying.
This is what you get when you go outside.
Yeah.
I know, really? Yeah, well, we get cooped up in the office all the time. So that's awesome. So Dean's going to be at the 3-day. The 3-day is tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And go to LarryGoinsLive.com to sign up if you're
There's
local.
3 seats. There's only 3 seats left.
If you're
That's it.
in Sweden, it will take you a little bit longer to get there. You might make it by Friday, right?
That's true. I just realized I'm the shortest one here.
You are. Yeah,
I am.
you are.
You really are.
Well, wait
Fix
till
that a
Ron
little
runs
bit.
over. When Ron comes over, you won't be the shortest one anymore.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Ron, are you off the phone? All right, Ron, come on over. We
I
want to
look
introduce
forward
you
to
to Ron.
seeing you people there at the event, and looking forward to help you get where you want to go.
Awesome. Thanks, Dean. And
Yeah.
this is Rod. I'm gonna need to lower this a little bit.
That's gonna put me in a bad light. That's all like gonna chop my head off.
I know, right? So, guys, this is Ron Divine. Create yourself a fabulous day. Ron just got back from like 2 weeks in Phoenix or something, right? Well, it was a little over a week. Yeah, well, it seemed like 2 weeks to me.
Everything's
We missed it.
Everything's 2 weeks to Larry. We need something 2 weeks. How long you been gone? 2
You
weeks.
know that's true. That is true. Yeah. When will you have that book
It's the only
finished? 2
time.
weeks.
It's the only time frame he knows is 2 weeks.
That's funny. But Ron will also be at our 3-day training right in Charlotte, and he's also a senior ed consultant. We've been working together for many years as well. Yep. Woo! He sounds like it's a prison sentence too. That's hilarious. Not really.
Yeah.
From nails back there.
Thanks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Ron will be able to sit down with you guys one-on-one And you can also give them a call if you want to. 803-831-2858. Is that the number?
Yeah, that's the main floor.
Yeah, the main number, and 803-831-2858 if you want to talk to Ron or Dean. And Mikey's also there as well. And they'll answer the phone and answer your questions and all that cool stuff as well. Right?
Yes, sir.
And if you want to talk about us partnering together, right, about our partner program, we do have a partner program, and you can apply LarryGoins.com/apply.
You didn't get that link in there today, did you?
Apparently I missed that one for some
Good
reason. Yeah. Appreciate you.
All right, let me get back to work.
Yeah, all right, we'll see you. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, let's talk about some direct mail, okay? Now, we do a lot of
Tom,
business.
we have this much fun all the time. It's very boring.
I do anyway. It's like a prison sentence for them.
For this one, at least.
So,
Not that we've seen, Michael. No snakes out here that we've seen. But I will tell you, I have been looking. I have been checking.
We have seen them out here before.
I'm not a snake fan.
We have seen them out here before. Okay, so let's talk about direct mail. For many, many years, I did not do direct mail. We bought all of our houses HUD and MLS.
It was
right?
easy.
It was easy. And I'm a firm believer, go for the low-hanging fruit. Now, HUD and MLS is not the low-hanging fruit. It's more difficult. The market changes. It's not that I change. It's not that you change. It's the market has changed. You've got to go along with the market.
Got to
right?
adapt.
You have to
You
adapt.
have to be a chameleon.
You have to learn to adapt, right? So we started doing direct mail a while back, and it's been direct mail has been very, very good to me.
Crushing it. Crushing it is the word that comes to mind for me. We've been doing very good.
And I just wish I could be on the phone more because, well,
is there a time when you're not on the phone now?
That's about
Except
the truth.
when we're doing this?
That's about the truth. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy being on the phone with these people. I mean, I've had people try to give me houses, right? I mean, literally give me, hey, Larry, just send me the paperwork, right? I'll sign it over to you. And I ended up buying the house from him, paid him $10,000. But we've had people do that. And some of them, they call up and they're just like, well, I was just curious. I just want to see what you can do. I just want to see what you're going to offer me, right? So first of all, you have to set that tone with them and let them know that, hey, look, you can get more money in your house if you just fix it up, get it in tip-top shape, list it with the realtor for a year, have people coming through your house every week for a year, and then you might get an offer and then hope they can qualify for a loan. But you go ahead.
Now, how's that sound? That's usually the end question. How's all that sound?
Yeah. How does that sound to you?
Then you go into, the benefits of working with me.
Right, exactly. But what do we want to talk about today, right? What we want to talk about today. Yeah, I do this all the time. She makes fun of me when I do that too. So, but what we want to talk about today are the different. You're the only one I know about. So anyway, what we want to talk about today are the different kind of lists, right? There's a lot of it, and I've got a sheet right here, right? So there are a lot of different kind of lists that you can get, and the main list that a lot of people market to are what's called absentee owners. The wind's blowing on my stuff. The main list a lot of people market to are absentee owners, guys. Now, these are people that have owned a property since the beginning of time up until probably about 10 years ago, right? They need to have owned it probably at least 10 years, unless it's a probate property or inherited property or something like that, right? But if it's a property that you're going after equity, absentee owners, you want them to have owned it at least 10 years. You can set up your criteria for your amount of equity. But I got to tell you guys, I really, really, really like the lower price properties. Okay. The reason I like the lower price properties in my criteria when I'm direct mailing, I don't want anything with a value over 100,000. Now, sometimes I get properties that are over 100 because a person might own 2 or 3 rentals over here, and maybe they own a nice fix and flip over here or something, right? A nice house they used to live in or whatever.
Because we talked to you about that too, guys, where we direct mail out, and you may direct mail to one address, but you get on the phone with these people and they've got 2 or 3 properties that didn't get a postcard, they didn't get a postcard on, or they have one of these higher priced houses in a county that you're not mailing to. And then so you develop these conversations, and these other houses just kind of appear.
Right. That's true. The other thing I like about the lower priced properties, you get more bang for your buck. I'll tell you what I mean by this. You find more people that have multiple properties. So you don't buy one, you buy 2, 3, 5, 6, 10 or more from them. Like, of all the deals we have under contract right now, we probably have 28 or 29 deals, because we got, I think, 3 under contract yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the deals we have under contract right now, I know we have a package of 6 we're closing on tomorrow. We have a package of 3 that the contract just came back today that we sent out, a package of 3. We have two groups of 2 properties that we're buying from one seller. So there's a lot of multiple deals out there with the cheap, low price properties. Guys, that's really, really important stuff, right? So what you can do is you get more bang for your buck. Not only if you can't work out a deal on one property, you might be able to work out a deal on another one, right? Like, we had a guy call us about 2 cheap houses that he had in Hickory. Well, we couldn't buy those because they've been vacant for about 5 years.
They're too far gone.
Too far gone, holes in the roof, all that stuff, right? But he said, but I got a house over here, right? And if you buy this house, I'll take X for it. So we negotiated a deal on that house, right? And the guy we're buying the 6 houses from, he just texted me just a few minutes ago, and he's got 8 more he wants to sell us. 8 more he wants to sell us, right? So look,
so it's not only
shout out for Ron too.
You've got to keep in mind too, it's not only about the deal you're trying to close on the phone with that particular seller at that particular time. You never know what else might come down the pipeline. We didn't know this guy had other properties he was even interested in selling outside the Lancaster 6 until he came into the office to sign closing papers on the Lancaster 6. And he said, well, while I'm here, I do have another 8 that I'm interested in selling. So, I mean, you've got to foster those relationships and make sure you're building rapport all the way through. Do the best you can to stay true to your word on your closing dates. If not, make sure you keep them up to date and aware as to what's going on. So that you keep building that relationship, and it'll turn into more. That's true. And another key with direct mail, you got to have a follow-up system. Yeah. You need to be following up by email, text, and RVM. That stands for ringless voicemail. As soon as you can. You may not be able to start out with that system in place, but as soon as you can get it, the more pieces you put behind the initial call, the more chances you have at getting properties. And go back and look at some of the previous shows. We've talked about tools that we use for RVM, for text blasting, for email marketing, and CRMs and stuff like that. So we've got these tools. John wants to know what area of the country we're marketing in. We've done deals in 12 different states, but as far as marketing, I love being able to do deals closer. Now, if you're in a market where you can, that's great. If not, you got to do it virtual, and you'll need boots on the ground. We talked in an episode about finding boots on the ground, right? But we market in 7 different counties where we are. And what I have found is if you are in an MSA like this, once you get out, right, get out a little bit further, right? If it fits the deals you want to do. If it fits the deals you want to do. Now, some people like to do luxury homes, higher price homes, all fix and flip. I personally like the cheap houses, right? Because I get more bang for my buck. I can get multiple properties. I can sell or finance it. I can rent it. I can lease option it. I can sell it to a landlord. It's just, to me, it's much cleaner. And the older I get, the simpler I want things to be. And right? He's getting pretty old now. Shut up. She put some kind of coupon on my desk today. It was a life alert. A life alert coupon. Life alert. It was a Kandas, stack of. What is this? What is this? She just starts laughing. I'm not that old. All right. So we talked about absentee owners. Okay. Absentee owner. John's in Sacramento, California. Then you're not going to find any CheapD houses. Okay. You need to call CheapD and get you some houses. Right. But we do have a lot of successful students on the West Coast where the prices look like phone numbers, right? And they're buying on the East Coast and other areas as well. And we'll be glad to help you with that, help you determine
what areas, if you want to. That's one thing we do with our partners is help them determine what's the best area for them to work in. Let's get back to the direct mail list. Okay, so you got high equity absentee owners. You've also got owner occupied high equity. I don't particularly care for the owner occupied, although we do buy a few properties from owner occupied.
They come up.
They do come up. The downside with that is showing the house while they live in it. Okay, we have done it. We do it. We have some right now that are living in the house, but I don't care for it as much because what we typically have to do is create a showing. What we'll do is we'll say, okay, we're going to show this property Saturday at 4:00, and then have everybody show up at once, right?
Yep.
And we show up about 5 minutes late, right? That way everybody's like, hey, I want to get to them first. I want to get to them first, right? So that really helps. Just same way with renting a property. Tell all your prospective tenants to show up at X time, and you show up 10 minutes late.
Back to the list.
Right? Okay. Yes, Kandas. Okay, tax delinquent. That's also an awesome list. If they're not paying their taxes, they can't afford to pay their taxes, the chances are they might be interested in selling the property. Another good list is probate. Probate is a great list. Now, I can tell you about 80% of the people who go through a probate, who have inherited a property or whatever, they're going to sell the property. They're going to sell the property.
They just don't know what to do with it.
They really don't.
They really don't know what to do with it.
And a lot of people say, well, you got to send them the sympathy letter. You got to, they are going through a tough time, and there's no question about that. But they don't know why you might have sent them the postcard. You can just tell them, hey, look, we sent it to 500 people or 1,000 people, or like we do 25,000 people a month, right? So yeah, probate is good. Now there's a thing called pre-probate. What pre-probate is a list where someone is deceased, right? But the probate process hasn't started yet. No one has opened up or started the probate process yet. So you can catch them even before they do that, right? Another great list is code violation. Properties who have violations against them, city code violations, county code, sometimes mostly city, right? And some of them don't have the money or the time. They're living out of state. Another one with absentee owners, some people only market to out-of-state owners. I would say of the, look, there's Kenny Culver. What's up, buddy? Of the 28 or 29 deals we have under contract right now, how many of them would you say are out-of-state owners?
How many of them out of state?
I know of 1, 2, 3. There's one. There's one. In, I don't think there's that many. There's at least 3
5
or 4.
Or 7.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say
somewhere
5
between
or 7.
3 and 7. There's a good percentage of them, right?
Since we have a closing coordinator now.
Yeah, Candace is not as involved.
I'm not
as
having to mail things. Then I'm not sure where they are. I'm on the front end. That's
exactly right. Now, there's some other things that you can look for in lists as well, like divorce. The divorce, people who are divorced, you can find those in the Book of Civil Lawsuits, right, at the county courthouse, right? Mark, my pre-probate leads have not quite died yet.
That's not funny. He says LOL. That's not funny. Maybe a little bit funny.
Maybe. So divorce, you look in the Book of Civil Lawsuits for same last name. That's where, Smith versus Smith, blah, blah, blah. Look and see if they have properties. Disability, senior list, people who are wanting to go into a nursing home or retirement center.
Right.
And it's a part of life. It's going to happen, right?
And a lot of people, there's some people that are really proactive about it. They know what's coming. I talked to a lady yesterday, and her parents are actually living in her childhood home, but they, and she's done everything she can to make them stay there. But she knows within the next 6 to 8 months, she's going to have to move them in with her, which she's okay to do. And she's going to have to sell this house. So we weren't her buyer because she's already done a lot of upfitting to this property and things like that. Hey, Pam. But
hey, honey, how are you?
But
you're just now joining us. Come on.
She's probably been pretty busy.
She probably has.
What was I saying? Oh, but she's planning ahead. She knows that this is coming. She knows she's going to move her parents in. But then you've got other people who are the actual homeowners, the people that are getting to that age, and they just find themselves one day not being able to do the things that they once did. And so then they're ready to relinquish some of that, I don't want to say independence, but responsibility of maintaining a house and things like that. So you get those people that call too. Those are really good lists, but those are pretty common calls that I get.
I would say a big majority of the people who call us, and it's not because we specifically target age, but the vast majority of people that we buy from, I would say, are probably in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
I mean,
Majority are going to be.
we have one
between
right
that.
now we're buying. He's in his 20s. You know, but he inherited it from his dad, right?
Mhm.
But most of them are probably 60s, 70s, and 80s. They have a property they inherited, they finally want to sell, or they have a rental property, they're getting ready, you know, they want to retire. They don't want to have to deal with tenants, trash, termites, and toilets anymore, right? So let's talk about some more lists. You've got senior list, adult care homes, intakes at adult care homes. You can advertise and market to them. Another good source that a lot of people use are court cases,
Court cases.
right? Where people got arrested for something. Arrest
records. There you go.
Yeah. So arrest records, court cases, jail records, whatever it is it's called in your area. You know, you can find those, and you could hire a VA to look up that list for you, right? Another good list is evictions. Find out the people who have evictions. My son Noah and I were in Hickory. I was showing him the house I grew up in on Saturday, and we were riding around the circle, and I saw a vacant house with a sign, not a sign, but like a flyer or something, not a flyer, a letter posted.
A sign, a letter, none of those things.
Sorry, it just looked like this from a distance, right? So anyway, I told him to go up there and take a picture of it, and it was an eviction notice. They'd already moved out. So I looked up and found out who owned it and got their phone number and called them. And she happens to own, 11 different other properties, and she's going to send me some info on those properties and all that from just riding around, right? So evictions are a good source. Sometimes you're catching a landlord, when they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
When they're done, busted, and disgusted, somebody said earlier. Okay, so tax defaults is another good one. Foreclosures. We're buying one right now that's in foreclosure, as I just mentioned, the deal of the month, right? Any type of distress. Like I know a lot of guys who bought a lot of property in Houston whenever the hurricane went through. There's a lot of people selling properties now. I had a guy call me, actually one of our students, he called me and was wanting to sell a property that got hit in the flood just a couple of weeks ago. So in the hurricane. So also you can look any kind of demographics you want to look up, whether it be age or whatever. So that's a really, really good list of different types of people to mail to. I would say the number one list people mail to are absentee owners, right? I tell people, if you want to get started, if you don't have a whole lot of time, maybe talk with absentee and on the lower priced and 100% equity and out of state, right? Especially if you're on a limited budget, narrow it down, out of state, 100% equity, and under X value, like mine are under $100,000 value. Most of our houses we're buying for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30,000, something like that, right? That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So what else do we have? Share the video. Share the video to win the HUD Jumpstart course. And yeah, thanks, V. I appreciate that. That's awesome. V is a rock star. She's out there crushing it, doing development in Charlotte.
Beautiful houses.
Oh my gosh, she
Beautiful.
makes the most beautiful house you have ever seen.
Gorgeous.
She knows how to stage them too, make them look good. She knows how to put all the colors and stuff. Oh my God, I can't do any of that stuff.
Gorgeous.
She's just awesome. She really is. So guys, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. If you can make it to the 3-day.
We got 3 seats. That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. We're capped.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, it's in Charlotte starting tomorrow. So LarryGoinsLive.com. Also, if you want to apply to partner with us on some deals, we have a partner program where we work with you one-on-one, and we partner on your first few deals. And go to LarryGoins.com/apply. LarryGoins.com/apply. Anything else you can think of?
No.
All right, we got to go. I got to
We
get
got
back
a
on the
bunch of stuff
phone.
to do.
I got to get back on the phone. We got to get ready for the 3-day. We're going to set up actually in a couple hours.
Right.
So thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. And next week, we're going to talk more about some direct mail stuff. I can't remember what it is. 10 ways to something. I forgot.
Are you sure?
But yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See ya.